Your man-loving excuse of an army at us! Everyone listen! We should be fighting next!
I'm sorry, brother. I need just a little Dutchie out, Doctor.
Gandhi, John Lennon, Tupac.
For a while, and then Vulnerable was hit by...
Lights out. Someone's going to have to rebuild. But we flew a little close to the flame there, so now we're here.
PlayStation 4 Game of the Year. First of all, I want to start with one that's pretty divisive, I feel. I feel the people who are into this game are really into it, and then there's a sort of a large sea of apathy for the folks who haven't engaged with it. And it's that type of game. Destiny, Chris.
Destiny. Yeah, I'm on the thumbs up side for Destiny. I really dig it. I played the first sort of campaign stuff, leveling up stuff during our live stream, right? And so that was a lot of camaraderie. We were three of us sitting on the couch for hours just playing, and that was a good time. But what has really cemented Destiny for me as one of my favorite experiences this year is like raiding and week after week like going back with my same crew of GameSpot folks here, going back, trying that again and again, trying to do better and better, doing strikes together, and like. You know, I haven't really ever gotten into an MMO deep into my life, you know, and I'm not going to say that, you know, there are comparisons to be made, but it's far from an MMO. Still, the fact that I'm coming in every week and Eric Tay is talking to me about like
yelling about it.
Shotgun and like how it has these different properties and where you can get it. And I'm listening with fascinated interest. I'm surprising myself, but I think that's just a testament to the kind of world that Destiny has created that allows people, that makes room for people to get so into it.
There is a big group of folks in the room next to us, including Eric Tay, who did not sleep last night because he was playing The Dark Below, I guess, who are really into Destiny. I sort of wasn't too hot on it. Kevin, you were kind of in the same group as me.
This is one of those points where I think it's worth pointing out that we're not a hive mind
at
GameSpot.
Yeah.
And because I think you're all crazy. But no, I'm kidding. No, it's interesting how everywhere feelings on Destiny are. So I certainly give it credit for being able to pull out really strong feelings.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see when our winner is revealed, if it's number one or not. A couple of repeat visitors this time. First of all, Dragon Age Inquisition. Alexa, fantastic game on a bunch of platforms, same on the PS4.
Yep. Something else we didn't get to mention last time too, like the romance aspects. I know we were watching that video last week of like that one conversation. Like, it's just so beautifully written. It does such a good job of portraying like real human relationships
or
and
real
emotions.
fantasy weird alien thing relationships.
Should we mention
Kunari? The word is Kunari.
Should we mention the exact thing we're talking about?
The Iron Bull romance.
So you can romance Iron Bull, who's this
finally
big hulking
Kunari
with
guy,
horns, and he's just jacked as heck.
Yeah.
And then so basically, like, there's this great Kunari. You can do like Kunari on Kunari romance, for example. And
finally.
like, oh yeah, and like this guy gets a little into S&M,
and he's
as
really
it turns
snarky.
out.
It's just like, oh, it's perfect.
It's just adorable and funny and
mature
gross.
and like
mature.
Gross and emotional.
And mature.
And honestly, a little uncomfortable to be watching it with your coworkers because it's pretty hot.
Yeah, all right, there you go. Video Games 2014. You get magical beasts boning each other. You can also, if you want, have your friend in a sort of a one-person gyrocopter type thing, and then hook yourself onto it and fly around and shoot elephants. Far Cry 4.
Oh, I think we're still talking about boning.
I mean, there's no boning in Far Cry 4. Right?
There isn't,
Or
but there's a hell of a lot of
I saw some
Ubisoft
tigers fighting.
gameplay. Lots of taking over bases, lots of radio towers. It's fair to say it's very similar to Far Cry 3. As it turns out, I don't really care. We didn't really care. It's a great game.
You get the wingsuit early on, and then
yeah.
this whole area is just your playground. I mean, yeah, especially cruising around in the gyrocopter. The mobility stuff allows you to like just lean way more into that open world freedom and mayhem that the Far Cry series does so well, and it's gorgeous.
Also, the story is pretty great. I actually, gave a crap about these people fighting for the Golden Path, and AJ. His story is super interesting.
Ajay.
Pagan Ajay Gale, and Pagan Min is just a super charismatic, awesome. You just love to hate him.
Yeah, it's a shame he wasn't in it a little bit more, but then I guess you
Yeah.
can't have everything. Great open world game, but not the only great open world game we have on our list of best PlayStation 4 games of the year, and this is the first time we're going to see the mention of Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor.
Yeah, that Nemesis system. Like, there's no other game out there in which you can very personally craft like your own ultimate enemy. Like, there's so much going on there, and all of these orcs that you encounter have, a different name, different set of abilities, different set of weaknesses. So you have to go into attacking them differently. And the way that they're set up, the hierarchy of their military, you can either infiltrate it stealthily from the bottom, or just go take out everyone from the top, or you can brand them, which means you take control of them and then send them in to do your bidding for you. It's crazy. You're essentially I don't want to call it like a
One-person army?
one-person army in Mordor. And also, it just looks great. It's super fun. The combat is super satisfying. Like, you are kind of weak in the beginning, but the game does a good job of making you want to get better. And by the end, you have these firefights with like 20 orcs, and you're flipping around, popping heads and stabbing them, and it just makes you feel powerful.
I remember, Kevin, you said it was the system that you think will be copied the most in 2015. We always see that every year. There's like one mechanic that you kind of think and maybe hope that a lot of other games will adopt it as well.
Yeah, I would say that the Nemesis system is probably the one most likely to be looked at and not necessarily copied, but be an inspiration for other games. Yeah.
4 big games there. Our 5th nominee is quite a small one, made here actually right in the Bay Area.
Correction, it is super giant.
Is it? Good point. It is super giant.
Super giant.
GameSpot's
Hey, now.
own Greg Kasavin, of course. Transistor, wonderful game. One of my top 2 games of the year. I still haven't figured out if it's number 1 yet for me personally. But a wonderful game. For anyone who's played Bastion, you kind of have a little bit of an idea of what to expect, but then it totally flips it on its head when you actually start to play it.
I mean, it's sort of in the kind of the artistic style, and not the artistry, I guess, behind it. Not the art style, because it's different than Bastion. It's a different world. It's the technological world. It's this kind of noir Art Deco hybrid thing. But the artistry there, and also to me, one of the things that really drew me in was the mystery. Like, this is a strange place, and they're giving me bits, but they're also doing that thing that I love in fiction, where they give you information, treating you like you know this world and know it already.
Yes.
Yeah.
But that's enough to for you to start to construct the structure behind it, and so that always draws me in.
And how about that soundtrack?
Yes, yeah, good point as
That
well.
sounds-
Just gotta point it out.
Worth mentioning.
And the dedicated sing button.
Oh yeah, good point.
dedicated
Yeah,
sing button.
that's
My
forget the Nemesis
favorite
system.
thing.
That's
Yeah.
the one
Sing
mechanic
button.
that we're going to see in 2015 all
Press
video
to
games.
hum.
So those are our 5 nominations for PlayStation 4 Game of the Year right here on GameSpot.com. So make sure you check back December 15th when we'll be announcing both the PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4 winners right here on GameSpot.com.